Yeah, my name is Jeremy Matthews. Now I'm a veteran service officer here in Williams County, Ohio. Grew up and graduated high school from Eden. People know me as Gunnery Sergeant or Gunny. I had a stint in the Marine Corps 15 years where I ended up retiring from. So, long story short, it was high school, graduated. I always knew I wanted to be a Marine. From there I went on to the Marine Corps for the 15 years, and then upon discharge I didn't know where I wanted to be when I grew up. So one of the things that I always wanted to do was be one of the first in my family to have a degree. Dad graduated high school from Eden. Mom, she was pregnant for me when she was really young, so she never even graduated. So coming from a family that's hardworking, you know, the education piece was the thing I thought was missing. So after retirement, I really wanted to better myself that way through the education. I had the job skills, I had the interests, I had the aptitudes and the abilities, but I was missing the formal education piece. A lot of people will say, what makes you tick? Well, all the things that go into an education help build upon that. And the one thing I had is I had an education, but my education was more forced rather than like a pleasant experience of learning. You know, we call it boot camp and Marine training and different things like that. So knowing that I needed to finish my degree somehow, somewhere, there was no better choice than Northwest State. And it was only 20 minutes down the road from me. I'm right here in Bryan. And my office is right here on 34, so it makes it really easy to get there. The scheduling of the classes, I did a kind of a hybrid, some in person, some online. You think about it, almost at that point 16 years had passed and formal education was not part of it. The Marine Corps would teach you things and you were meant to and you were told to and instructed to retain it. Being an adult learner was something that I knew was probably gonna not come that easy up front. The one thing about the classes at Northwest State is that, and I noticed right away that the diversity was just great of how you had older and younger and people middle-aged. I'd like to think I'm towards that middle-aged group. But I wasn't the oldest and I wasn't the youngest. But the one thing everybody had was a common goal to learn, to be adult learners. And even if the 18 to, let's say 65, 70-year-olds, everybody was there because they wanted to be in school. And some of the distractions you hear about college was not the case at Northwest State. And that's one of the reasons I refer people, if I can, to go to Northwest State, because of the opportunity to learn in a smaller setting without all the distractions of where you can go right into class and fit in, and there'll be people in your age and dynamic that you never would really have at a traditional school. One of the things that I've learned throughout this process is it's hard to do when you're almost 40 years old. So, with my children, there's nothing more important to me than their education. I push all the time, studying out, getting good habits of studying. 18 equals college. The 12th grade, you're rolling into that 13th grade, and that's called a freshman in college. Now they can stay at home and they can go here at Northwest State, which would be a great starting point, I believe, because of the experience I had. They can learn, they'll get credits that can transfer, but they're still close to home to get their feet wet. And then from there, if they want to transfer off into another university, whatever else, that'd be a great plan. So if you're an 18 to 70-year-old thinking about college, and you're from the Northwest Ohio area, thank Northwest State, because just like me, you could do both. You could work, family, and then education. It's all possible. So don't think that I can't do this because of that. Think I can do it all.